Perks in Shadow Fade 2 are passive abilities embedded into your gear that enhance your fighter's performance without any manual activation. But have you ever wondered how these perks actually work and how they have evolved through different versions of the game? In today's video, we will break down the evolution of perks, explore how they work behind the scenes, and reveal how they have shaped the gameplay experience over time. But firstly, let's talk about how Perk actually works. Perks were first introduced in the second version of the game. At that time, there was only perk tree, no enchantments compared to nowadays. First thing first, I want to tell you that perk in the game file actually linked with a file called characterprogress.xml. This means the file has to do two things: create perk and design the progress for the player. They have associated these things from 1.1.1 to 1.3.0. However, after the update of 1.4.2, Perk has been separated from the original file, became the file named perks.xml. This might have the developer easy to access and manage them. On the last video, I have fully showcased the whole poetry system evolved across different versions of the game. However, I have noticed that these attributes also matter. As you can see from 1.1.1 to 1.5.3, the left panel of poetry displays attribute icons such as harm, armor, unarmed weapon icons. Each reflect the strength of your equipped items. These icons help reflect your overall combat power, scaling from weak to strong depending on your gear. Additionally, critical chance was shown as a percentage, indicating your likelihood of landing a critical hit during battle. Interestingly, even though magic and ranged weapons weren't available in version 1.2.0, the icons still appear on the panel, likely as placeholders for future features. I also noticed that there was an unusual attribute in the game file at that time. The image was called Magic Resistant. This might likely to be used in the rule in Gate of Shadow, but however getting unused later on. From 1.6.1, the game introduced attribute bars for each equipment category. This visual improvement made it easier to chart your character's progress and equipment power at a glance. However, 1.8.0 witnessed a big change in history of perk system. Firstly, the number of perks has been reduced significantly. Several perks were reworked with new functions. More importantly, the leveling system changed. Instead of unlocking perks freely, each level up allows you to either learn a new perk or upgrade an existing one. The attribute indicators were completely removed, and the left panel was simplified to display only your currently selected perks. These changes have remained largely unchanged in all versions since, forming the modern perk system we use today. In the next part of this video, I want to highlight a small detail that very few players ever notice. And yes, it's about the visual appearance of perks during combat. Let's rewind to version 1.1.1. Back then, perks appeared with a slow, fading effect, and there were no real animations. It looked pretty static and honestly not very exciting. However, by version 1.3.0, that changed. The perk triggering animation became smoother and more natural, with no awkward fading. This subtle improvement made the game feel more polished and improved the overall player experience. Later on, starting from version 1.7.7, the perk triggering system remains similar but with a new and very useful feature: exploration effects. This addition allows players to see exactly when a perk starts and ends, making it easier to time their actions and improve their gameplay. From that point forward, the perk appearance became more stable. Not too fast, not too slow, but just right. The animation is now clear and responsive, and if you have noticed, the perk icon itself has also been slightly reduced in size, keeping the screen less cluttered and more focused on the fight. Starting from versions 1.6.1, Shadow Fatal introduced a new visual system for perks using three main colors. This was a big shift from the earlier versions, where perks didn't have consistent visual cues. Let's take a closer look at what each color represents. Starting from brown first. In early versions, brown were used for perks you learn in the profile tree. It could be represent both positive and negative effects in a fight, making it a bit ambiguous. Over time, this color became less common and was eventually phased out. However, blue indicates positive effects for the player, such as regeneration, damage buffs, or bonus armor. In the newer versions, blue is also the color used to show perk exploration, giving a clear visual cue when a perk is starting or ending during combat. Red, on the other hand, typically signals negative effects. These can affect either the user or the enemy, depending on the perk. For example, perks like bleeding or certain special enchantments might use red to highlight a debuff or status effect. In some rare cases, red may also be tied to cooldowns or neutral effects in mythical enchantments, like Time Shift. Today, though, you will mostly notice that blue has become the dominant color for perks shown during battles, keeping the interface clean and the mean clear. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe. I make these videos just for fun and I don't earn anything from YouTube. Your support really has kept me going. Peace out and see you in the next one.